Hi everyone, my name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream on Twitch weekdays from 5 PM Pacific time in the United States, 10 AM in Australia and 1 AM in the UK. I hope you guys are well. We are working on an Art Deco building interior and exterior that we're going to be creating in Unreal Engine 4.15.2. It's a building I made back in 2011 using the UDK, so Unreal version 3. And I'm going to be recreating it in the new version of Unreal to see what the changes that Epic Games have made to the lighting in the engine and just the general improvements that have gone on from 6 years ago. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking this Art Deco building into Unreal. So we've been, last week we were working, the last few weeks we've been working on the assets for it, for the interior. This week we've been working in Unreal, working on the actual environment for the outside of the building. So we've been working on our landscape. And I think we're probably going to continue with doing some of that today. We're about halfway through painting up the landscape. We still have this side to do. We've done this side. So I think we'll continue doing that today. Just excuse me for 2 seconds, guys. I forgot to grab my drink, so I'm just going to do that. I'll be back in just a sec. Okay. I'm going to grab this drink quickly. So let's continue on with painting up the landscape itself. I think we brought in a few rocks yesterday after we finished painting up this side down to the front there. This will be the driveway leading up to the house, and the house is going to sit in the center of the flat area here. I've just placed these assets as we're bringing them in from Max, and these are some speed trees that we created in SpeedTree, animated trees. We have some of these animated indoor plants that we're going to be placing inside of the building. Some Chanels here and some indoor palms. We're going to be creating trees and grass and things for outside as well, but we'll get the landscaping painting done first, I think. And that way we can just then concentrate on placing our rocks and placing our grass and trees and all that sort of good stuff. So I'm going to jump into my landscape and into the paint tool. And again, I've set up 7 layers here, 7 different texture layers for my landscape, because I'm going to be creating a cinematic. If you're making a game, I probably wouldn't suggest you go higher than maybe 3 layers. Just for performance, for the game environment, 3 layers would probably be recommended. But again, like I said, we're doing a cinematic, so we're going to be using 7. So let's continue painting up our landscape here. And again, what I've got in my layers here, I've got a couple of rock layers, a couple of dirt layers, a stone layer which has a water texture on it, which you can see if I can angle the camera here properly, and a mud layer. And when I do my texturing on the landscape here, I'm probably not going to go behind these mounds down in here, because we're never going to see it in that cinematic. I'm going to have the camera fly up the drive here, so we're never going to see behind the landscape here. Alright, let's start painting some rock and mud and dirt and all that sort of stuff. We'll put some rock in through here. Okay. I might throw some dry dirt just through there. And again, I've got 2 different coloured dry dirt just to blend and to break up the colour a little bit more. So I'm not just painting with one coloured dirt, I'm painting with two slightly different coloured dirts. One's darker, one's lighter, and mixing them together. Alright, let's go back to our rock. Remember guys, if you've got any questions for me, please feel free to pop into chat and ask me. I work in architectural visualization now, but I have worked in games development in the past and also in cinema, so if I can help, I'm happy to try. If you just want to pop in and say hello, that's always welcome. If you just want to watch, then that's completely fine. So basically on these higher mounds, I'm painting in this rocky texture. On the sides. On the top I'm going to paint in a little bit of solid rock texture, just to blend them together a bit better. I do want to leave some of this standing water on the top though, because I like the look of it. I'll throw some dirt down the sides. Go back to our second dirt colour here, again just to blend them together a bit better. And you'll see I angle my camera up. I don't actually paint on it like that. I like to look at the lay of the land to decide on what texture I want to place where. And again, these mounds will throw a rock texture on. And I work with a very small brush so that I don't accidentally overpaint an area by mistake. Throw dirt through here. Maybe a darker coloured dirt through here. Again, just to break it up. And back to some mud. And back to our rocky, I think, here. And with this dirt texture, I'm actually following, like, there are grooves in the landscape. So I'm following those grooves while I do my painting. Mix in some mud amongst that. So again, just make sure when you're doing your dirt here, you do mix a lighter coloured dirt with a darker coloured dirt, just to break it up a bit more. Let's throw a bit of a rocky outcrop through here on this bit of a mound. And this one here. And back to our dirt. Again, always following those grooves that are in the landscape itself. And mixing that lighter coloured dirt just here and there to break it up a bit. Maybe back to some rock. I just want to make sure that watery ground isn't laying on too much of an angle, because it'll look really unnatural. I only want that water sitting in the lower parts of the texture of the model, the terrain itself, I guess I should say. Let's throw a rocky texture through here, I think. And let's cap it off with a bit of a solid rock. Going to move down to the front here and look at this ridge that runs along from the lower ground before we start getting into the more rocky ground. I want to actually make sure that that's a rock texture through here, through this ridge. Because what we're going to do is we're going to have grass on this lower plane where the our Deco building is going to go. And we're going to have trees and higher grass growing up here on the slopes. And we're going to mix some more rocks in here and there as well. But having this rocky ridge here running before it hits from the flat ground to the hillsides just helps to differentiate that difference a lot more visually. Okay, that's enough. We'll continue painting on the upper levels now, I think. And all of this is pretty flat. There aren't really many ridges or anything, so we're just going to go with mainly dirt through here. I'm going to start with the lighter coloured dirt, and then I'm going to move to the darker coloured one and mix them together a bit more. Again, remember, we're going to cover up a bit of this with grass and with trees and things as well, so this is just to get our underlying texture looking right for our landscape. Okay, let's go back to our rock through here. Maybe some of the solid rock for the top here, just cap it all. Okay, back to our broken rock in this gully a bit. A bit of the solid rock on the sides. And a bit up here on the top to cap it. And a bit up here. I do want to leave some of this standing water sitting on top of some of these flatter areas because, like I said, I really like the way the sun picks them up, picks the texture up, so we're not going to cover all of that up. But we do want to make sure that we don't have any of that water laying on an angled section like there. Again though, we're going to be placing grass and trees and stuff on this, so if we miss just a spot here or there, it's not going to be the end of the world. We'll go back to our rocky texture through here. And again, you see I follow these ridge lines. Look at it from the opposite side to make sure we've got them all.
You mean the world to me. You're everything that I can see. You're everything that I can feel. You are my dreams. And you know we gotta be together, 'cause we are designed to be forever. And we are refined to say we'll never.
Let's mix a bit of dirt, I think, through the top here. And back to our slightly lighter coloured dirt to break it up. And again, we're not going to go past the edge. We may even throw some solid stone in. Again, these textures, these are substance textures, so they're not, when I'm over painting on a previous texture, it's not completely replacing that texture, it's working to a depth height, so it's sort of mixing the two together. So it's not like a complete overpaint where you're painting one texture, replacing one texture with another, it's mixing the two together. Go back to a rock through here. Back to some of our dirt, I think, through here. And back to some mud. To mix that up a bit, mix the colour up a little bit. I want to go back to my stone through here. Again, these are more flat areas, so I'm just going to colour them basically with a lot of that first dirt colour, and now I'm going to mix it with the second dirt colour. Back down to the front. Let's continue running that rocky ridge around the edge here. It sort of disappears here because it flattens out a bit more and picks up again. Looks like it may pick up again back in here. And then we sort of lose it through here a little bit. It picks up again around here. Okay, let's work on a couple more of these mound sections with some broken rock. And the same with the gullies. We want to make sure that we use like a broken rock through these gully sections. Let's get in a bit closer so we can see what we're doing. Because you're going to have water that's run down here and it's really going to have broken up the rock quite a lot. And we'll cap that off with some solid stone just on the edges.
Looking at me like you don't know what to say.
that you came to play. It feels like ecstasy, dancing like we don't wanna go home.
Like we may do that to the top of these as well, just a bit of solid stone to blend with that broken rock. And back to our broken rock through here. Maybe a bit of dirt in between. Why not? Okay, we have another one of these gullies, so we'll go back to more of a solid stone for the side. And the top. Back to some dirt here for the just this flatter area. That little rock there would make a nice broken rock texture, I think. And in fact, let's mix it up with a lighter coloured dirt through bits and pieces. Through the sides. I'll go back to my broken rock here, I think. And through here. Maybe even a little bit just back here behind the rock itself. Okay, let's throw some dirt on the top. Dirt. That's it. And actually back to our broken rock with that little ridge through there. Now back to our dirt. And some mud. Okay, let's get our broken rock for this ridge through here. And the sides of our rocks here. And again, back to some dirt here on these slopes, but mixing it up with the second dirt colour, which is a lighter one, just to break it up. Otherwise you're going to find that your landscape's going to look all very brown. Okay, let's throw some broken rock on these outcrop sections just through here. And same through here again. I've just got to make sure I don't leave too many of that that texture that has the water on it on an angle, because it's just going to look really weird. I mean, I do like the look of that wet texture, but yeah, I just want to avoid it on like an angle, a hill like that, because it just looks strange. You don't really have water sitting on anything on that much of an angle. Okay, let's throw the rocky broken texture through these mounds here. And through the gully section through here. And back to our dirt texture. Again, following those, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but there are like these small hilly mounds that snake along the top of the surface and sort of snake down this way. So I'm following those while I paint my dirt texture in. So like through there, through here, a bit through there. And break up some of that brown with some of the lighter coloured dirt. And break up some of that lighter coloured dirt with a slightly darker coloured dirt. Okay. Alright, let's throw some more rocky mounds in through here. Maybe just a few on the top up there as well. And again, I'm not going to paint over the past the top of these ridges, because we're never going to see it when we animate our camera coming up the drive to get to the building. We're only ever going to see up to the top of the ridge. So it's a bit of wasted effort actually painting texture behind these ridges. I'm going to go back to my straight stone texture here and make some of these just a straight stone to cap them off a bit. I'll break that up a bit more with some of the rocky texture. Back to some dirt. Let's go back to our rocky texture through here. Back to our straight stone again, just to blend them together a bit better. And then back to our rocky again, just to break that up. Okay, let's top the top of this large mound here with some of the straight stone. We don't have to be too precious about how we paint it, because we can come back in then in a minute and throw some of that rocky texture on top of it to break it up a little. Okay, let's do that now. Just in spots here and there, just to give it a bit more interest. And again, I'm not really going to go behind here because we're never going to see it. Okay. Throw some rock through here. Back to our dirt layer, just to blend that in a bit better.